Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning. All depends on when you decide to find yourself on my channel and watch this show. We're going to be talking about the 1977 Hong Kong film called The Battle Wizards. This was this guy's pick. Today we will be on a panel. We will have Shadow, of course, Mr. Woodcraft Gamer, Now, and from the man from Indiana, Mark himself.
You and Omen's gone. Okay,
He's back.
What's up, guys?
You mispronounced both me and Woe's name. It's not Shadow. It's just Woe now. We decided. Me, Hungar, and Justin have come to the collective conclusion that his name is. It's not Shadow. It's not even Shad Woe. It's just Woe. And it's not whatever you said. It's Woodcrawler Gaming.
A woodpecker. Gotcha. All right. Well, Jack, you picked out this film. Why, oh why, did you pick out this film?
Because it was critically acclaimed for having the greatest villain ever written in any movie ever. It simultaneously has one of the best villains. No, the best villain, and one of the worst villains. Nobody likes the lobster guy. Okay, the lobster guy was just gay, but Yellow Robe Man.
Well,
Yellow Robe Man was fantastic. One of the greatest villains ever written. I mean, he has one of the greatest lines. One of the very first things he says is it's just amazing. Like, he broke my knees. It's amazing. 20 years ago, he broke my knees, and now I am back.
I mean, this movie kind of starts with everything that you just taste about Hollywood. There was a sex scene.
Yes, I don't like that. But this is what Yellow Robe Man is the real hero of the story because he is out to punish the degenerate for committing adultery. Okay, that's his goal, and then he gets his knee shot off by said degenerate, and then the other degenerate is punished and lives the rest of her life in exile and completely disgraced, whilst the other guy now has the famed Yellow Robe Man plotting his revenge against him.
I just got nothing. I got nothing at all. Wondering what happened to Omenau. I mean, this movie stunk so much he left.
I talking about how much he liked it.
Yes, exactly. I never knew a movie could be this bad and this funny at the same time.
You haven't watched many Chinese old movies, have you? Because there's a bunch.
I don't watch much of anything. I used to back in the day. I mean, Kung Fu Theater. I forget when and where that was. Some point in my life, I watched quite a bit of that. But this one takes the cake.
Oh, this one does take a cake.
It smears it all over itself.
It takes every cake.
I don't know about every cake. All right. So, Shadow, what did you think of this movie?
My ass still hurts. I know. It's awful. It's just, oh.
I mean, I don't really understand what there is to hate about it.
Oh,
just
the beginning scene is cringe, and a couple other scenes are cringe too. But I imagine that was all intentional, and for the greater message this movie was trying to get to, that you do gay, you're gonna get punished for it in the end. The lobster guy, he died, and he deserved it.
Wait, hold on. I don't think you know the definition because none of them were happy. Well, some of them were happy, but the lobster guy was a perv. He cut that girl.
Okay, I use that.
He technically is not gay. Then he goes after another female. So I don't think you're using the word in the right definition.
Okay, when I say the word gay, I'm using it in the more traditional sense of lame, but also mixing a bit more of the modern sense of like I consider any action to be that is deviant. I call it gay out of simplicity.
But that doesn't. Okay,
And there we are, kicked off YouTube.
right. I guess I get where you're going, but the logic train on this one has not left the station whatsoever. But that's okay, Jack. You're young. You'll get over it. So, Mark, what did you think of this movie?
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, I kind of what I expected from like these silly kung fu movies, but I mean, so it was a bad. It was good. It was funny. The stuff was funny, but I see parts of it that are applicable and could be make part of like a good if you had a or using your Oriental Adventures AD&D book or something like that. There's a lot of little tropes and magic items and different types of monsters you could use for inspiration if you're running a game in I think what's the setting for Oriental Adventures? Kuatoa, I think, something like that. So I mean, it was what it was. It's about what I expected for like a kung fu movie.
All right. What about you, Omen? Now, if you decide to stay with us today.
Well, I don't know what happened to my internet, but it was horrible, so incredibly horrible that it is actually fun to watch. It is not one of those you go into like, oh man, you gotta watch this kung fu film. It's like, man, this is a Mystery Science Theater 3000 bad kung fu film that you need to sit with your friends, have some beer, and make fun of the entire time. That's and you'll if you go with it with that mindset, you really enjoy it. If you're going to go for I want to go for a good kung fu film, this is not it. but this is, I mean, and I don't know. I think all of us got a link for some of this. I wasn't even sure I was watching the proper version until I checked IMDb, because I'm not sure if they cut parts out or what was going on. But anyway, it felt very
It's
choppy.
way fast. Or fast paced, I should say.
It's not fast paced. It's just bad. It's just so horrible that you can tell that they probably said, we had a 2-hour film, but we need to cut down to an hour and 10. So that's what they did. And am I missing something? Am I missing context? Apparently
I don't know, because the movie I watched was the one put on Discord, and it was fairly consistent with what was going on. It just went by fast. The movie was a very fast.
Well, it was very short. Let's say that.
Well,
but yeah, I mean, there was no real dragging, lagging, or wasted time in this movie.
Oh yeah, it didn't waste any time. It was just
No, it went straight right. It went for it saw awful and went for the throat.
Yeah, and then it completely infected you with a rabid, bite and just kept on going. It was a Cujo of bad films that you just couldn't take your eyes off of.
It
was like the ultimate train wreck. But I mean, it wasn't. We have to take into account that it was 1977 on I don't know what kind of budget. I'm guessing they just filmed some other movie and said, let's just use all this stuff because it's free, and we got ourselves a movie. But at the same time, back then, I bet it was actually, out of this world. Maybe even lauded as the spectacle of the year. Take that word however you like, and it might have done really, really well.
I'm sure this movie made back 100 times its budget, which was probably like $2,000. So
like $1 million yen or something.
Well, no. I mean, they spent $20 on the film and they made back 2,000. Is what I'm trying to say. So,
yeah, it doesn't always say. I'm like looking on Wikipedia, and it doesn't give a budget or anything realistically.
So basically, basically it was free. Everybody volunteered to ruin their careers over the script alone. Yes, I want to be.
I mean, this movie was based off of a novel called Demigods and Semi-Devils. I don't know.
I saw that too on Wikipedia, but I was kind of half wondering if there's a. I didn't look any further if there's like a English translation or whatnot of it, but I thought it might be fun to read. It might be. I'm sure it's a lot better, but.
I bet if there's a manga of it, it probably is actually quite good. Just remember to read it back to front, not front to back. Although that might make it better.
But this studio is like the Kung Fu studio of studios, right? This was made by Shaw. The Shaw is it Shaw Brothers or just Shaw Studios or whatever? I mean, they were the ones back in the day for all the Kung Fu movies. So, and I'm not 100% sure how if Bruce Lee worked for them or how many if he did any movies or how many he did for them. I'm kind of assuming he did at some point in his career, but.
I'm going to bring something up. Is at the same level as Godzilla's son?
Godzilla's son.
The old Toho films where it's at the same level as long as you go in with that.
Yeah,
okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
The better question is
the one who doesn't.
Did you all enjoy watching it? I actually enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had popcorn, so it was good.
Do you remember anything that happened in the movie?
Worked, I was sort of looking into the comment you made, Mark. Golden Harvest was the other big producer of movies back in the day, back then, and it felt like they pumped out a new movie like every month. And Bruce Lee worked for them. Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. All the better actors worked for Golden Harvest, it looks like.
Oh, okay then. Well, that answers that question. Yeah, I know Shaw was one of them that was known for kung fu movies, and I think they were just kind of like equivalent of what like a grindhouse studio would have been in the U.S. at the time or something. Turned out one after the other.
I'm going to say as much as I wish Jack had picked like Shaolin Soccer or Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh my God! Any of the Jackie Chan films?
Oh, Legend of the Drunken Master, or Legend of the Drunken Master too.
Right.
But no, that's that. But we're all trying to look at like films that the average person would enjoy. But no, this one is hilariously bad with the laser fingers, and we'll have to talk about some other parts in here.
Yeah, we got to start talking about the plot.
There's a plot?
Yeah, there was.
All right, so let's start doing the questions. Shauna, who was your favorite character?
It was probably one of the two female leads in the movie.
Which one? Blanket Girl or Snake Girl?
Probably Snake Girl, I think. From what I remember, it's been a couple of weeks, and
this is what I'm telling you. We should have watched it yesterday.
You could have watched it again, Jack.
I tried to find one. I don't think I could find a free one.
Yeah, being the tightwad that I am, I just couldn't. I couldn't see paying Amazon another $4 to watch it again and get put on some sort of list for having done so.
Well, that's only because they said, well, if he enjoys this, we can get him on other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Omenau? Any favorite characters?
The same one. I like the Snake Girl. I didn't care about the other one, his sister. But yes, I enjoyed her a lot more. She seemed to be the one character. Yeah. So that's where I come into it. I say this, but then again, part of me also wants to say, come on, the villain was so hilariously bad that there's just something to be said about metal chicken legs and that are extended.
Oh God, that was one of the best. Absolute. Those chicken legs were literally one of the funniest, most ridiculous things I have ever seen in my whole life. I will never ever be able to think of that and not want to just fall on the floor laughing.
Those chicken legs. I was like taking notes about how they worked. I might have to find a way to put those through into one of my one shots on Table Breakers. The bad guy has those. Go get chicken legs.
You wait a minute. If you're going to talk about this, and we're going to have to mention this, is if you're going to do a Table Breakers, you have to use of the first edition 1E Oriental Adventures. If you're going to be doing that.
Give everybody finger guns.
Oh, well, you know what? That's also hilarious. The laser fingers. Maybe I'm like, am I watching the right movie or not? I couldn't quite tell.
Yo, you are.
So what about you, Mark?
Favorite character? Yeah, I'm going to have to probably agree with everybody else. Probably one of the female leads, and probably the one that was partly halfway kind of amusing was the one that was doing all the snake handling and stuff like that. So I'm going to be with the other two guys and agree with them on who I thought was the best. The male lead, or I don't know if he was even supposed to be the hero of the story or whatever he was. I didn't care for him too much.
Let's talk about who the hero of the story is in a bit.
No, I get it. He had that kind of story arc, from zero to hero, but
Not really.
Well, going from
He cheated.
Yes, he
Right.
He literally cheated. He was like,
unearned.
I don't want. He was like, I don't want to know kung fu. I don't want to know martial arts. And then he's like, I'm gonna leave here. Then I'll show him I don't need to know martial arts. And then he meets a girl who says, yeah, in order to learn martial arts, all you need to do is drink the blood of a big snake and eat a frog. That's all you really need to do.
Well, he was doing whatever right enough to survive and not get killed by the snake, and able to drink its blood.
True.
So
True,
I don't
but
know.
I don't think drinking
Just
the blood of
fight
a
it.
snake should be.
Why did you drink its blood? I was like, oh, this is.
We're also talking about this movie from a Western point of view. This movie was made in a different country with different point of views of us. That guy stepping out on his fiance because he is royalty, that's not incredibly unheard of in the old world.
It wasn't incredibly unheard of in Europe. But the whole thing that comes into this is it was a bad film. Even because I've watched the other kung fu films where the dancing swords and they fly up into the air and they shoot like daggers from their fingers. This was nowhere up there. There's a great one, and I wish I knew what its name was, but I watched.
Hidden Dragon, something, Crouching Tiger.
No, this was another one. This was one that they were fighting demons and everything else, and it was they went all out for that. I mean, it was still bad special effects, but it doesn't matter. It was a lot of fun. It was one I watched in Germany. I just can't remember the name.
Hey, Omen, was that one like something called like the 7 Golden Vampires, 7 something like maybe? Is that the one you're thinking of?
Maybe, I don't know. It's been such a long time.
Okay.
They were fighting this demon that was like a giant dragon, and they had.
Okay.
I mean, it was like true demigod level of spells and abilities and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe that's the one too.
I'm
Hey,
trying to
Justin,
figure
what's happening,
out.
buddy?
I'm trying to figure out which character I liked, and it keeps going back to the old man who shows up on it to yell at the nephew for not, or yell at his charge for not doing kung fu. I think he's my favorite character.
I will say as much as the one that he marries at the end. She was.
Did they get married?
The one at the end? Yeah, he marries the one at
It
the
kind
end.
of was implied that him and the snake girl got married, but I don't know if I'd be comfortable crawling in bed with a woman who, plays with snakes.
Well, that's how you get your first child. But anyway.
You're not wrong.
So I guess the two kingdoms are now united through marriage because that's how they do it, in Europe.
Well, I don't think there were two kingdoms.
Yeah, they're two separate kingdoms.
Oh, well.
See, I paid more attention to this crap shit movie than you did.
I was only paying attention to the revenge arc of the Yellow Robe Man.
Oh God, can we talk about that? What?
Who'd you say your favorite character was, Connell?
What my favorite character was, I guess, the teacher or whoever that guy was in the very beginning of the movie. Who, not the very beginning of the movie, but like after the credits, where he goes and yells at that kid for not studying kung fu, then his uncle shows up. That old guy. He's my favorite character.
I think the old guy was the guy who committed adultery in the beginning.
No, that was
his father.
That was his
So
father.
now you're not talking about his father?
No, I'm talking about the old guy.
The
He's
older
talking about
guy?
the advisor. The advisor.
Advisor.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
I only had to put up with his ass once.
Oh, come
Fair
on.
enough.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't remember him very much.
See, that's why he's my favorite character, because the rest of the cast is like, oh, God.
Yeah, that guy.
I was honestly expecting you to say it was the lobster guy.
No.
That's a very Connell thing to say.
No. That guy just needs to be boiled in butter and put out his damn misery.
True, but so does the comedian, and you like him.
The comedian.
Yeah, from The Watchmen.
Oh, yeah. Well, the comedian was the most honest person in the entire show. He was the only person and he wasn't full of shit.
Yeah, but he was still doing the same things the lobster guy was doing to an extent. He just didn't have a lobster claw.
Okay. I think I need to start drinking more. All right. So, who was your least favorite character in this movie? I'll start with
Wait,
Mark. Mark gets to go first.
did you even ask me who my favorite character was?
I don't care. I know who your favorite person is. Your favorite person was the guy in the yellow bathrobe.
Yeah, the Yellow Robe Man. We gotta talk about the Yellow Robe Man.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
That Baba Yaga bullshit with his chicken legs. No, I'm good.
Yellow Robe Man is the pinnacle of villain writing.
I wish I showed up for your dad's show last night early enough to tell you and to show you what a good villain is. That guy is not even on B-roll. That guy is like on left.
He has literally. I didn't bring him up yesterday because he wasn't sci-fi. Though this Star Wars did rip this movie off. It's very obvious. Oh, come on, guys. This is just Chinese Star Wars.
They came out the same year. You can't rip.
I know. I agree, Justin. He would have been a funnier character.
Oh
But
God.
the Yellow Robe has everything you need in a villain. He has everything like modern audiences want, where he has like a sympathetic backstory. You understand his motivation.
Not really.
He wanted.
He had his
Listen,
leg chopped off.
he catches like the emperor or one of the emperor's closest associates committing adultery, and then says, "You slut, you're having an affair," and then gets his leg shot off, and then plans his revenge for 20 years.
You know what? I'm going to bring something up because Jackie's right. That's as much backstory as you need for your villains. You don't need any more.
No, Justin, I'm not going to cancel the show. That's not fair to Jack. Although, if he tries to make, you know what, this movie is better than I will give Jack this. This movie is better than two of his other picks put together.
I've only picked one bad movie.
No, you picked up two. That your dad's just nice to you because he's your son. But
Wait. What were the two? Because I know I mean, besides the Star Wars one.
Xenophobia.
Okay.
Xenophobia is a cinematic masterpiece. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you need to get out of the sun there, Haas. And what
I'm
was
not
the other
in the
one?
sun.
The Doctor with the zombies.
Oh yeah, The Scientist was a bad movie, and I knew it was a bad movie.
So this one is better than those two. Honestly,
If you're writing a movie about a scientist, chances of it being good are very low.
Can I say one thing though? Is I was glad I was able to watch this at about a 1 1/4 speed. So anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So yes, your favorite person was the chicken with the stretchable legs. Gotcha.
Yeah. The extendable legs. I've got to admit this. When we talk about it later, it was hilarious for some of the stuff that was just going on today. So anyway, go ahead.
I mean, Justin might be right here. Hold on when it shows up. Look, the guy is wearing two hats. You can't trust his mental status.
You know what? I was gonna transition into this state slower, but you know what? I got a better idea.
He's going for 3.
So when is he going to Mexico, Shadow?
Next week, about a little over a week from now.
All right, so he will be around to see a good movie. Good.
Hey.
That's really not hard to do. We could literally have a rescreening of The Scientist, and it'd be about 50-50, you know?
All right, now that we asked Jack who his favorite chicken dinner is, man with long legs.
That scene where the legs first pop out, I literally lost my shit in the chair. I was like,
Wait,
Okay,
what?
I'm gonna say this much, Shadow. Did you laugh more watching this movie than you have most comedies? Excited.
Yeah. There's a couple comedies, you know. I mean, does it compare to Blazing Saddles? No, that movie is just.
Gold.
No. I didn't say that. I said most comedies, not great comedies.
Oh, but well, I mean, most comedies suck. So yeah.
Okay, so I look at it this way: if I'm watching a movie and I'm laughing, at least I got some kind of.
At least you're laughing. Yeah, I agree with that concept, but fuck. The chicken legs were probably the best.
Talk about the final fight where he's going over and he has to fight where they get together to fight, and his father and the other guy, and then he has his sister join in, and the legs extend and there's lasers going, and it's.
I mean, like I was about to say, yeah, Snake Girl was shooting like darts out of a themer. Okay.
That was Blanket Girl, not Snake Girl. Snake Girl was much better than Blanket Girl.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Snake Girl kind of terrified me, just the fact that I don't like snakes.
Snake Girl, right. They're not as good as spiders, but they're still pretty cool.
So, arachnophobia at some point, don't we?
Yeah, I have a phobia with snakes.
Ooh, Anaconda? No, go ahead.
I saw Anaconda as a kid. That did not do anything for my sleeping.
On a plane? Do we have to go pick out now movies that you're afraid of for?
No, we're good.
What?
Okay, who was your least favorite character, Mark?
Least favorite was, I don't know, some parts were funny with them and stuff, and I thought his weapon was kind of a cool weapon to think of maybe for a D&D game, whatever. But that guy with the fangs, and he was constantly laughing every time. The lobster guy with the steel, the bullet head or whatever he had. I don't know. He got on my nerves after a couple of minutes.
The turtle shell, I think. It almost looked like a turtle shell to me, but I couldn't quite tell.
Well, yeah, he had a lobster. Yeah.
And then partway through the movie, all his green makeup was coming off his face. I don't know.
God, those teeth.
Come on, you're only allowed to shoot 2 days on this. That's it.
Yeah, that's I can tell.
All right. What about you, Omina? Who's your favorite? Who was your? Which character did you not like?
Oh God. Probably our protagonist hero, just because he was a whiny little bitch, and
Agreed.
and he got powers completely unearned. Yeah, okay, you're fighting, but you didn't do anything special. You had to get a bunch of women to get you across the finish line. You ran away from home. The only reason you have any kind of powers is because you have the ability to have a strong stomach.
To eat frogs, yeah.
You know, you bit a snake that was going to kill you anyway, and then of course we have to talk about. Well, we'll talk about the frog later. But
Yeah, we'll talk about the frog later.
but then his ability to eat the frog was the only thing that kind of saved him. So yeah, that was about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. The lobster, one-handed turtle hell, green shell guy with the head. Anyway, he was creepy, but you kind of needed him. Otherwise, I'm not sure what other villain you'd replace him with that wasn't as creepy and weird. So,
Well, I mean,
Oh no, I think he
Literally
wasn't.
anybody.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think it's worth the try.
well, let's be honest. What they would have probably done is painted it red, and so then it would be more like a lobster, So who
Right.
knows?
All right. Jack.
yeah, I'm not gonna say the lobster guy, though the answer is definitely the lobster guy. Actually, screw it, I'm saying the lobster guy, but I'm gonna give another answer as well because the lobster guy, he could have still been I liked the lobster guy a little bit in the beginning. I thought he was kind of funny, and then he just started becoming gay, and then he just got progressively gayer and gayer as the movie went on.
Once again, you're not using the term correctly.
Okay, I agree with Justin over here. One of the first things he said, that the definition of gay that I'm using is just things that are wrong. So, find me on that.
He's using the South Park gay is what he's doing.
Essentially, yeah. But he just got gayer and gayer as this movie progressed, and it was just unbearable by the end. It's like, just kill him already. And once they killed him, I was like, that's all right. He's gone. That's good. But other than that, because everybody else is saying it, and yeah, everybody hates the lobster guy, and no one likes the lobster guy. But
I'll tell you also I hate was the one that he had the adulterous affair with.
oh yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I did not like her at all. She was just dumb.
The mother? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, just stop. I did not like her at all. It's like friggin' okay, you fricked this guy who was about to get married, and then he didn't want much to do with you after that, and his soon-to-be wife didn't like you. Okay, and you knew that, so why are you? Well, why are you doing that? Well, why like about it. You done goofed. You're a goober. Just
Hey,
shut up.
Wait a minute. We've got to say this. It has everything modern audiences want.
True.
I'm sorry. Everything that Disney thinks modern audience wants.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
mostly done, man.
You
All
are
right. Shadow. Who did you know?
For me, it's a hard pick between rapey lobster guy and the main protagonist hero. I get that for the audiences they were trying to show this sort of kind of weak individual coming of age or whatever through all the weird ways, so that it gave hope for young men of the time to think, oh yeah, if I maybe that could be me, kind of thing, versus just sleazy, creepy, ridiculous lobster boy. I think they're just gonna hit that awfulness finish line at pretty much the same exact moment.
All right. Who did I know? The entire cast, except for the old guy.
I hate saying I still like the Snake Girl. I actually liked her, but she was pretty too.
I didn't mind the Snake Girl
But you
because
don't
it
like
took,
snakes.
but I don't like snakes.
Well, yeah.
So it's just one of those. Yeah, the entire cast, except for the old guy.
Well, come on. We can't blame you for having this fear of snakes ever since St. Patrick visited. So.
Fair. I still think St. Patrick was epic, though.
I think he. Well, that's a whole different channel for a whole different chat.
I mean, he's the same for a reason. Freaking
What?
cry. I said he's the same for a reason. Cry about it.
There's a lot of people that became saints that probably should not be saints, but no, that's not my call. Anyways.
True.
So we did characters that no one here recognized any of these actors from anywhere else, right?
To be honest, I probably couldn't recognize even very famous actors from anywhere else except for the Jackie Chan films, and only because they're in the Jackie Chan films.
Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Yao Fat.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, that's fair.
It seems like I've seen that old man in something other stuff before with the messed up grill. Seems like I've seen him a bunch of times in other stuff, but maybe he was in maybe I saw him in like all those bad Godzilla. I used to watch those when I was a kid, all those bad Godzilla movies. Maybe I recognize him from there. I'm not sure.
I'm going to say as much is I'm glad, Jack, you didn't give us the crippled masters.
Yeah.
If anyone's ever
I
watched,
wouldn't even do that.
I used to watch those at like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning on TNT and things, and they had some of the worst kung fu films as well. So it's right up around there, but this one was funnier because it was even worse.
Yeah, when things are sometimes things are. I mean, yeah, so bad it's good is absolutely a thing.
Yes. This one definitely did not hit the uncanny valley. That was.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kyle.
What was your favorite scene in this movie, Shadow?
You mean besides the end credits? Oh God, I'm gonna have to go with the chicken legs.
Which
I will never be able to fully forget just how ridiculous that was and how much it made me laugh. I was not expecting that. Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me.
All right, Jack, your favorite scene?
The whole movie, but I imagine you want a better response than that. So instead, I don't know, honestly. They were all so good. You can't really pick. The chicken leg scene was, of course, very epic. But there were a couple other scenes that were just as epic. But I don't want to talk about the frog eating scene and the things that led to it until later. That needs its whole section, I think.
Who says we're going to be talking about that nonsense?
Okay. So my favorite scene was the scene where the guy ate the frog and became super powerful.
Okay. Well, I was thinking that for Jack it was going to be where he exploded the lobster man's head, but that was just
true. That's actually probably my favorite scene. But well, I don't know. You can't really talk about that scene for very long. It's like, yeah, the degenerate lobster guy got killed, and that's epic. But like, what else is there to talk about? But the frog eating scene, there's so much more meat in that.
Okay, Ominow.
I'm going to have to go when they fought the Kung Fu Monkey, which they called the Beast. And then I had to laugh when the Beast came out and it was a guy in a monkey suit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I know it's the one you're talking about, but that's what really got me was it wasn't so much when he ate the frog, at the end. It was when he literally when they're like the beast. I'm like, oh, this could be kind of cool. And the guy comes out in the Samsonite monkey suit or whatever you would call out, which I'm sure Shadow remembers, where they used to have the Samsonite with the gorilla that would throw it down the stairs. Anyway, they have it going through there, and then it starts doing kung fu, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this can't get any worse. This is rock bottom bad. Now, there's that, but I have to also say I do enjoy the final fight scene too, where the chicken leg gets extended and hits the woman hating feminist, and it hits her right in the chest. I can't say I like the whole battle, but that right there was good too. All right, if you can get any more hats on there.
Oh, hold up.
There you go. So, but yes, that the kung fu fighting monkey. Yes, that was my. That alone just made the movie for me. On how bad this was. The rest of it, really, I just like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm watching this. It's so bad, and then I laugh, and then of course at the end, in the dialogue and the storyline was horrible. But when they're talking about the beast and in comes the monkey and then starts doing kung fu and didn't even act like a monkey, I was like, all right. I mean, yeah, that was the cherry on the cake here.
All right. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, probably that final fight scene with with that guy's doing all the things with his legs, and then there was some spot where I forget who it was hitting him, and they're hitting him in the legs, and you're chung chung chung, and then he just kind of looks down and starts laughing or something, and then he does the pneumatic extend leg kick to somebody, and just it was on like Donkey Kong from there, so it was good.
Now, those two scenes, I guess it's been revealed, the monkey scene and the final scene were the two best.
I don't know. I like when they're the main two bad guys are down in their crystal cave, and it was the second time they showed the crystal cave, and the chicken man says, "Ooh, a little incest would do well for this valley." I think that was my favorite scene.
Yeah, that was funny. That was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just saying, for all the shitty dialect that this movie had, just that right there, I'm like, wait, did I just hear that right?
Yeah, you heard it right. You heard it right.
Was my favorite scene in this entire movie. God, we're not even in an hour. And
Whoa.
That's okay. After a while, we tend to go off topic anyway. But
can't we go there yet? All right.
Well, no, there's still a lot more
movie
to
was
come.
like an hour and 15 minutes anyway. It's not like it's long.
You're right. Let's see. What was your least favorite scene, Mark?
Oh.
Besides from the movie.
Just any of the things when he was like back at it before he went out on his great adventure, when he was at his little palace, and it was so well. I mean, the whole movie was so contrived, but the whole setup, how he was going to set out and find his way without using kung fu somehow, and find a way to get through the world, and to me that was probably, I don't know, just was real flat and contrived. I didn't get it. I don't know. To me, that's the bad part.
All right. Over now.
I gotta go with that beginning part when he leaves and right before he meets this snake girl, and he starts talking to her, and she's like, "Well, this is all you have to do." He's like, "Well, I don't want to do it." I'm like, "Look, you're not going through your hero's journey. You have to go through suffering, and instead, you're just a little whiny bitch." And I'm just tired of his. That was what got me about that. Is why do they even show this? This is the epitome of modern superhero films where you get powers you haven't earned and you aren't willing to really use them. And instead, it's like, let me go through the shortcut instead of actually trying to spend years and years trying to improve myself.
Yeah, it's like Miss Marvel, where it's just, oh, she's walking, and then, fate literally just shows up and says, yep, we think she should have superpowers.
Well, Miss Marvel, I'll get into that some other time.
You know who I'm talking about, right? The Muslim one?
No, I don't.
No,
It's the Marvel's first Muslim superhero. And it's literally just a random Muslim girl who complains about not being able to eat a sandwich because she's Muslim, and then goes.
Man, you're just determined to get us canceled today, aren't you, Jack?
Fair.
I'm going to say this much. Whenever they talk about
She literally gets her powers handed to her by fate. That's what the comic says. It's dumb. It's stupid.
Oh, okay. I'll jump on this particular hot wire. Hold on. Peter Parker didn't earn his powers either. He just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Hold it. Peter Parker made his own web shooters.
Depends on which Peter Parker you're talking about. If we go, the classic
original Peter Parker.
Why would you go with anything?
The Raimi trilogy is the epic. Okay.
All right, but then you have the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man who has web coming out of his arm. Thank God it's out of his arm instead of where it should the webbing should have came out of. But that's besides the point.
The thing about Spoderman is that he gets the powers and he doesn't deserve them, and then that's exactly what happens. He refuses to use them because again he doesn't deserve them, and he's just dumb. And then him refusing to use his powers for something good causes his uncle to die, and he's like, frick, man, I gotta start being epic. And then he becomes epic.
Well, this guy, I mean, I'm not really standing up for the guy, but I am standing up for the guy. You know, once he gets the spot, he starts to become a hero. Not in the great way that everybody thinks he should have. No, he should have studied martial arts when he was told to. But he did try to help the girl when she got attacked. He went to save her life. He did get attacked by a spider who he bit the neck, got superpowers. Yeah, that's a cop. I'll give you that. But it wasn't like the character wasn't progressing in a positive way.
Right. He was, trying to.
Yeah, he was.
Bravery.
I mean, there's a lot of people out there. The idea of getting into a fight is horrifying. It doesn't make them coward. He was more of an intellect than he was a physical kid. Is what it is.
True. I just beginning to martial arts was kind of dumb.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about it.
We're also looking from a Western point of view for an Eastern movie.
Objectivity, and you can't just use the excuse, it's from a different country, it's a different culture, and all of a sudden that makes objective, low quality products good. Like, is your
American films here lately? None of them have been real rock stars.
Hey! I've known Chinese and Koreans. Boy, their parents would have smacked them around for not studying for whatever it is. And this is, I mean, come on, he's not even following his own tradition. So yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's not.
I don't know. Just the whole situation with that guy kind of reminds me of Dragon Ball Z, where Chi-Chi wants Gohan to be a scholar and intellect, where his dad was a brawler.
Right. I mean, you got to understand though. He looked incredibly spoiled and pampered.
Oh, I'm not saying that he wasn't.
No, that's going to instill all of the qualities he betrayed at the beginning of the movie. A lifetime, 19 years, whatever, of having everything at your beck and call, etc. Wanting to only continue that sort of lifestyle, that would be hard to resist for most people. The fact that he ran away from it when he could have easily just come up with some other thing, some other excuse, to not study, in a way is a form of bravery. To run away from home without even packing, maybe it's it's a pure fear, but it's using fear to go into something that is obviously way more dangerous.
He wanted to prove that he can make it in the world without having to learn how to fight. That's more than most people these days.
That doesn't say much.
It says a lot,
Doesn't say
actually.
anything. Being better than most people nowadays doesn't say anything.
No, it says that you're still better than most people. That's what it says.
So hey, can we talk about a remake?
Which remake?
It's already perfect the way it is. You say all the time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This thing certainly ain't broke. It's a masterpiece.
You're right. It wasn't broke. It was just never made correctly.
It never worked. It never worked. It was a failed experiment that they just put out there.
It was amazing.
Wait, I didn't ask this. Hey, Jack, how did
Yes.
you ever find this film?
How did I find it? Because
worstfilmshistory.com.
No, because I think PewDiePie reviewed it like 5 years ago.
Okay, so we took a review advice from some guy who goes by PewDiePie.
No,
That's
PewDiePie.
gay.
You know what? PewDiePie normally does some pretty good stuff for like books.
Yeah, he actually does really epic stuff.
Is he a brony?
No.
No, he used to be the most popular YouTuber or most obscure YouTuber at all, like of all time.
Yeah, and then he started saying things like, that made common sense and people got mad. And then and then the Wall Street Journal decided to smear him, which is why I'm like, why would I ever trust the Wall Street Journal? If you can't get PewDiePie correct, how can I trust you with anything else?
Yeah, and now he's living in Japan and got to start a family. So pretty epic.
He's incredibly funny, his sense of humor and his style and charm and whatnot, were very refreshing and very original at a time when we weren't really seeing that. And,
I never got into him because his name made him sound like he was a freaking brony, and I have my lines.
Well, PewDiePie also was the whole thing is that he wasn't aiming at your age group demographic. He was aiming at the 12 to 13, year old demographic.
Right.
which, apparently, rubbed off a little on this guy right over there. And now we get to spend more time reviewing the movie than it takes to watch the movie. So you guys are welcome.
So let's talk about the glowing frog.
The frog that if you touch, you die?
You touch the frog, you die. It bites you, you die. But it gives you superpower as long as you get HIV from the snake.
If you get AIDS from a snake and then eat a frog, you will be the most powerful man to ever live, according to this movie.
Now I am going to be kicked off of YouTube.
No.
Which I think you might be the most suited to try out.
Actually, I'm going to mention this much. After listening to JFK Jr.'s book, yeah, he might be right. Like, holy crap. So, yeah.
I can see a reboot of this movie.
I can too, but that's just because Hollywood's intellectually bankrupt.
No. See, you just changed supplement things. Instead of it being an actual frog and actual snake, you make it like chemicals that just have a frog or a snake on it.
That's gay.
The laser beams come from guns because that's where laser beams should come out of.
I'm going to say this much.
Are you recommending we make a movie about drug use?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Nor me, nor woke.
No, there's been a lot of drug-based movies before woke. I hate to tell you.
I didn't say woke. You said whoa.
Oh,
That's the guy in the middle's name.
Cheech and Chong. Dazed and Confused. The movie that
Whoa.
the movie your dad's in called Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
That was not me. That was not me.
He's like, look,
I can
I don't
prove
go
it.
to Haiti to help, traffic kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm stuck in California, at least for the next couple of years, it looked like. Although, Never
Today we're going to be talking about the 1977. That's not me. Hong Kong film called. That is me, but that's not me.
It's Jack, apparently.
Sorry. Okay, everything's fixed now.
You can just hear the joy in my voice, though. Good God.
Yeah.
hey, we'll hopefully redeem ourselves with the next picks for the rest of this.
Luckily for me, I won't be here.
No,
Well,
you'll be
you'll be
here
here
next
for one
Sunday, right?
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to be watching a true classic, a French movie where no one speaks English.
Oh no.
It's in subtitles. I believe the concept of this month was foreign films where you had to read said movie.
Oh, that was a requirement.
What?
You
Well,
could have
it's
picked.
not a requirement. It's just going to happen for at least one pick, maybe even mine too. I don't know. I have to go check it out. I'm pulling a pick from Razor Fist's list of the best westerns, and I think the one I'm picking is. I'm pretty sure it's a foreign film, but it looks really, really good. And I cannot wait to get his recent book that I got on Kickstarter. It looks pretty incredible.
So, Jack,
Yeah.
if you could take one scene out of this movie, what scene would it be?
Wow. Can I pick
Oh,
a
that's easy. I
character?
already know. I know.
instead?
It's the beginning. It's the beginning, isn't it?
But objectively, I would say either every scene with the lobster guy, or at least cut out all of his lines that are really, really gay, or just the beginning part where he's failing to learn kung fu. That was cringe.
I don't mind that so much. As I'm sort of thinking about that, I really don't mind that. I don't not thrilled how he got his abilities, but I don't mind him in the very beginning of it. What about you, Shadow?
The movie's an hour and 10 minutes. You cut anything significant out of it, and all you got is a trailer. So I literally wouldn't take anything out of it. I wouldn't make it longer, that's for certain. But I would definitely put in an intermission somewhere in there so you can make popcorn, or warning, make some popcorn. You're gonna need something to do while you watch this movie.
Wait a minute. We all watch this at home. There is a pause button. We can make our own intermission at any time.
Yeah.
No. I watched the Ten Commandments and Ben Hur, and there was an intermission one there. There was no pause button needed. We'll get back in the next 4 minutes.
Well, yeah, I had to fast forward to the intermissions for those.
All right, now, if you could take any scene of this movie out, what would it be?
Oh God, I was kind of lost at the very beginning, where they got into the fight and he shoots off his legs. I was like, where is this going? That makes no sense. But it did later. Let's see.
Go chicken legs.
I know. That's what I was also thinking of. Is all he needed was a propeller hat.
Oh my God!
Well, he went there. And I was like, "Yep, that's all he needs." Is he's got everything there. Yep. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I know there has to be somewhere in there. Maybe it's when they're chasing the person down on the horse, and that was just That was
that whole scene kind of reminded me of like I just want Benny Hall's sound music come on in the background with chase scene.
Yep.
Sorry,
Benny Hill.
guys.
Yep. So Benny Hill, huh? Yep. But that was probably it. Was the horse riding scene?
All right. What about you, Mark?
Any scene to cut out. Yeah, just anytime that creepy lobster guy was laughing, I couldn't stand it. But that'd be it for me, I guess. I probably agree with Shadow. I mean, this movie was just one thing to the next, But you couldn't cut anything out, or I don't know. I think they already chopped this movie to hell as it is, so you really can't take much more out of
There's
it.
probably more on the cutting room floor than actually in the can.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah, I think so.
I think
The director's cut it's got to be to die for.
you're right.
Oh yeah. You should get on that, Jack. Find that for us.
I don't think it exists. I don't think anything was ever cut out of this movie.
It probably cost too much money to cut out.
The scissors alone would have broke the bank.
Yeah. Actually, there was like a 5-second scene I could have done without. It was when the snake, every time the fucking snake, the golden snake, or whatever color it was, came out of the bandit's body. I'm like, I could have, or it moving, the snakes were going through the guy's chest. I could have done without that.
I can see that.
I would have added 15 more of those scenes just to make Connell have more of those
Connell die
reactions.
a little inside.
To be fair, I rage quitted on this movie twice.
Wow.
Only twice?
Oh my god, yeah. I'll
I'm
just
pretty
film this
sure I
one.
needed 3 cigarettes for this movie.
I was watching it and I'm like, fuck, this movie's so damn dumb. Can I just phone this movie in? I think I could. I think I got the general basis. Walked away. I don't know. I gotta watch this movie. Let's just get through it. Oh, it doesn't.
I applaud you for that. I'm pretty sure I speak for everybody when I say, we're all going to give each other the benefit of the doubt and the courtesy of watching whatever dumpster fire is served up before us for this show. Provided, of course, we don't get canceled today. Every week.
We're going to be canceled today. I'll make sure.
That's all right. I'll just move our happy asses over to Rumble.
Hey, are you already streaming on Rumble?
Not yet. I need my life to calm. I need my outside of YouTube life to calm down before I actually approach anything else.
It takes like 5 minutes, dude. It literally only takes about 5 minutes to just sync it up. And the episode that we had that was removed on Heroes, not last night, but the week before. I'm really glad it was. Just because it was actually a really good episode, and because the conversation just went off to the side a little bit, it's still there. And to be honest, I think it was one of the better topics and shows we did on the Saturday night Shadow Chat. And so, look into it, see how hard it is. It's really not that hard.
No, I don't think it's that hard. It's just putting the brain muscles, moving the brain muscles in that general direction. I'm like, just as right now, I'm like, I eventually do it. It's just
with what Bruce has shown us, with his success. In contrast, he's been on YouTube 13 years, and in 6 months he's already blowing away his, not necessarily his numbers, but his actual successes by being on Rumble. I'm really glad I did it, and hopefully before the end of summer we'll actually be doing some regular stuff on Rumble, just because we can not have to watch our P's and Q's so much, and to be honest, after all, these are all just opinions of one or more people at any given moment. We really should be able to say, hey, this is my opinion, you don't like it, don't listen.
I'm going to bring this much, a little bit, if we can go off a little bit on the topic of this. Let's be honest. As I tell my son, the comedy has to be both familiar and defensive, and that's what works best. And I'll be honest, I couldn't get through Blazing Saddles probably every time I watched it. It took me forever to get through it. Just because I didn't like on everything they said, but that's fine. That's me. But guess what? We're in a world where if you don't like something, you can turn it off. Here, sorry.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So-
And instantly, like 4 of our viewers just said, "Oh, hey, click." No, I'm kidding. I'm sure all of you guys are still there, hanging out with us. All of Justin and
Justin's still there?
Just Justin.
Oh, hey,
right now.
Multi, didn't see you there.
Yeah,
Who else
Multi
we got
shut up.
tonight?
This
Well,
movie,
anyway,
Hey,
Justin,
I haven't actually seen you, Multi, in a while. I hope you're doing okay.
I just want to say, Justin, we're not watching Birth of a Nation.
have you ever seen that movie?
I just said we're not watching it.
Oh my god.
Are we about done with the film? I'm not sure. Did we ask? Did everyone say they're?
I think we should talk more about the chicken labs and the movie.
Well, before we get too far off, I gotta say, what the hell was that about when they wrote the message on the snake and then sent it out?
That had to be the fastest snake known to mankind. Holy shit.
Well, I forgot.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I was
It's like,
kinda
"You're gonna
wondering
kill the
about
snake."
that. I'm
No,
like-
don't kill the snake. It's got a message for you.
Yeah.
It's a passenger. It's a passenger snake.
Oh.
It's a passenger snake. After the passenger pigeons died, they had to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was expecting that snake to be picked up by an eagle, getting away from the eagle, and fly. Having a little.
Mongoose gobbles it up, something. I mean, that's just like, I had a magic user character cast a Find Familiar spell a couple weeks back in Bloodworth's game, and I rolled cat, a black cat. And I'm like, cool, and they're like, oh, you sure you don't want to try to look at another chart instead? I'm like, no, man, I don't want a frog, I don't want a snake. Cat's fine. I didn't get the pseudo dragon, which is the superior familiar. And I was just thinking, snake, rat, all these other things that are, pretty much, if they ever leave your side, they're
They're toast.
lunch. They're
Yeah.
lunch. And, I'll keep my cat in my coat pocket. It'll be fine. Yeah, don't, no. I mean, unless you're going to give me a dog, which they couldn't find that chart. And I'm like, it's fine. I'll take the cat. Yeah, that snake would not have lasted, 30 minutes in the wild trying to, make it to what, like 8 miles away? Seriously, that would be, the movie's over and the snake isn't even halfway there. What the?
I mean, I could turn if I did a remake of this movie, I would outrightly turn it into a comedy.
It was a comedy.
It was.
You're not wrong, but I'd take all the serious vibe out of it, and I would at the end of
Serious
the movie.
vibe other than the rapey scene.
Yeah, at the end.
I'd cut the lobster guy off. Out.
The lobster guy's ultimate weakness is butter. I don't know. I'm just saying. I would have just Mel Brooks the fuck out of it.
You would have just ticked it, is all. You said the tick and.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah, I can't even actually think of maybe I'm missing out a kung fu movie like this that was actually entirely a comedy. Maybe somebody could refresh my memory, but they always really buy into the suspension of disbelief when it comes to these kinds of movies when every one of them is ridiculous. If this kind of activity was ever a real thing, we would see it without wires, etc. In in sporting events, etc. Yeah, it's. I often wonder how the genre never was entirely a comedic genre from the very get-go.
Well, it's the same reason if we I'm surprised Jack didn't pick an Indian film that was supposed to be pretty good because those get even more ridiculous. Where there's
Or the Bollywood.
Well, yeah, but have you seen some of the scenes where the guy comes over and he goes off and he gets like multiple shields and he puts them on and they put him on the catapult and fling him into the enemy army? And,
Oh yeah, And it becomes I saw that.
I mean, come on. Hey, look, I don't mind suspension of disbelief. I don't mind the fact that this was horrible. This was so bad, I actually found it funny. Even Shadow said he was laughing. Too many films I watch at least take themselves too seriously, and it doesn't make them fun at all. And somehow Jack is just missing the one with the tortilla and with the chips and salsa on top of his head. That's the only thing Jack is missing here.
There's a guy on YouTube that does cooking, and he actually made the tortilla hat with guacamole and chips. I thought it was interesting.
That's a lot of freaking avocados to fill something like that.
Yeah.
You guys are making me hungry, but fortunately, it's taco night. True.
All right. I have not much more I want to say on this film. I think we've threw it into the dumpster, lit the bastard up, and now it's just
pushed it into a gas station in Kenosha.
I don't know. All right, so we might be ending this a little bit earlier than normal. Whatever. Next week, next Sunday, it will be my pick, and we will be doing a French film called Brotherhood of the Wolves. You can find it on Amazon Prime. It is French. It will be subtitles. It's okay.
Was it a subtitle? Because I watched it and I couldn't find the subtitled version, which aggravated
I
me.
thought it was on subtitles. I own it on Vudu with the subtitles, so that's where I'm going to be watching it.
Yeah. I enjoy it. I like it a lot better than the dub version, in the original.
Yeah.
It is. For those of you who like breast, it has those as well. So,
those of you who like what?
breasts.
Breast.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
I have a pulse. I'm not dead yet, so
Not
there's that.
dead yet.
you're not 83.
Hell, if I make it to 83, that's probably all I'll be watching just to keep my heart going.
Then who's after me? It's me, Jack, me, Shadow?
No, it's me, isn't it?
Oh, is it you?
Yeah, I picked another Academy Award winner when the Academy Awards actually meant something, called Ran, best foreign film.
How's that spelled?
RAN. It's Akira Kurosawa, based on King Lear, that he puts in Samurai.
Oh, sweet. Shakespeare, but in Japan.
Yeah. Well, he took a lot of stuff from like Shakespearean things, and then that's why they copied him over and stole his stuff to use in the West. So.
If you guys don't mind, I'd like to go last, just so that there's a chance Jackie will watch the movie that I pick. I'm not saying that anybody else's is bad, but I don't like renting movies twice. Jackie really wanted me to watch this movie again, and
He wanted you to watch this one again.
Hey,
Yes.
Shadow, I sent a link in the Discord, so you didn't have to rent it.
I must have missed it. And even then, watching it on a little tablet or even my laptop doesn't really make for a movie experience for Jackie and I. We've got a big screen that we can watch and enjoy the movie.
Does it have internet connection? Does it have internet connection on the TV?
I think so.
I don't know.
That's what I was referring to.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I should look into that because I was talking to Bruce about using Discord to watch movies as well. So maybe I should just look into that. What's your pick, Mark?
I'm gonna have to figure that out because I watched like a trailer for it and I thought I know it's a French-made movie, but I think it's all done in English, so I don't know if that meets the criteria. So I'll have to. I'm gonna have to find something else probably.
Well, do you think it's a good movie that we can pull from in the gaming realm, so to speak?
I've heard it's good. It's an independent movie. It's a French movie. I heard it was good. It's a zombie movie, but I heard it was really different. But I've never seen it.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I watched the trailer for it, and it's not. It seems like the movie's in English. It's not dubbed or in subtitles or anything like that. So
What's the name of the movie?
it's like something like Night Eats the World or something like that. I know I sent
Oh
it. In,
yeah. We've talked about that one. Yeah, I don't know if
I could find something else. I'll look for something else, and we can always come back to that one at another time. But
you know, like always, I really enjoy it when one of us picks a movie that we have an attachment to. An honest enjoyment of it. Although the little guys, some of his picks were a wing and a prayer sort of. I hope this movie's worth watching because we just made everybody else watch it type of situation.
I've only picked one bad movie, and I'll stand by that claim.
you can stand next to the dumpster that's on fire, and I will still tell you, this one was better than the first two you picked.
Better than The Scientist, yeah. I was expecting The Scientist to be kind of like a haha funny bad movie.
I'm giving you a break on Star Wars. Take it.
Wow. Dude, that's like a birthday
I'm
present.
gonna say this much.
You better
What
revel in that.
Hey, Mark. What I know you talked about the zombie one. What was the other one you were talking about with the where we all thought it was the Seven Rings or whatever it was called?
oh, the seven golden vampire something golden vampires, golden something like that.
Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. Is that it?
That sounds. Yep. That's it.
Let's see.
Those in chat who think I'm picking on Jack, you are right. I am picking on Jack. But he did pick out a good one. It's called For the Greater Glory.
Oh yeah, for greater glory.
That
movie was incredible. Yeah.
That movie
if you
was.
guys haven't seen that one, go. That movie was. It had everything.
Yeah, that movie was amazing. He's picked out a good book. That movie. So for all the what the fuck was I thinking? Letting him pick movies he's picked. So far, he's got two. He's got two really good ones that make up for everything else.
I've picked out other things that were good other than just those two, but yeah, those two were really, really good.
Maybe it was the Nine Demons. I don't know.
Maybe it could have been. I don't know.
So, Jack,
can't
have
remember.
you watched very much of South Park?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's been a topic where I was thinking about, for some odd reason, I don't know, for one of the choices we do, watching South Park the movie, and I've been getting a little backfire. I was like, well, I don't know if Jack's ready for that movie. I'm like, he's been quoting South Park as long as I know him. I think he's watched the show.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch it with my mom all the time.
Does your mom understand the show?
Hell no.
No.
Okay. It's just funny looking cartoons on TV. Gotcha.
No, she when they did the episode of Prince Harry and Meghan's privacy tour, I literally think she watched it like 8 times before she finally figured it out.
So having you watched
No, she figured it out like the first time, I think. Or do you mean like she watched it 8 times, figured it out, and then watched it 8 more times? Because I'm pretty sure she watched it a little less than 20 times.
Okay.
So having, throwing South Park the movie onto the list for one of the choices, you're muted yourself.
She says she doesn't know how many times she's watched it.
Oh, so I wouldn't be out of place putting South Park the movie up on a whatever choice. Like if we do because few people in our chat and other places have told me that we should do like a cartoon month. Pick our favorite, animated movie or cartoon.
There aren't that many good ones.
There are a few good ones though. South Park.
Venture Brothers, how dare you?
Did they have a movie?
No, they should have. Supposedly, they are actually making kind of like a Firefly Serenity kind of end cap because they got canceled.
Way too soon.
Hey,
way
Mark,
too soon.
have you ever
Yeah.
watched Train to Busan? I've never seen it myself.
Oh no, I haven't. I heard that too. That might be a good one. Yeah,
Actually, I've seen parts of that one. That's the zombie movie, right?
Ferngully?
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
supposed to be really, really good. Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at that, I think that would be.
Yeah, let's. I'll make that one my pick. Yeah, that's supposed to be. I've heard that's real. I know for sure that's supposed to be really good. So
This
I'll
is
make
a
that one my pick.
an animated movie. Wizard.
I just watched Fire and Ice. That was really good. For what it's worth, the animation was. There's some scenes in Fire and Ice that just blew me away.
Didn't they film that like they
Definitely
did?
It was Rotoscope.
Rotoscope. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do animation, I mean, there's a lot of them out there. Is like Fire and Ice was one. I'll be honest, I like the not the backsheet version, but I like Return of the King.
Yep.
That one was really good. Which kind of they did the backsheet version, and then they said, well, it never finished, and then he said, oh, we'll do the Return of the King version, which I like.
That was Rankin Bass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was actually a really hard one to see. I've only seen it one time in my life, and I got to get all those animated, The Hobbit, all the way through to the Return of the King, just to have in the collection. They were.
I'm going to think of some other animated films. I mean, if we're going to talk about animated, let's see. What are some other ones that I've enjoyed that were kind of...
Well, we're doing... I mean, I don't know when we'll do it, but we definitely need to like start hammering around ideas for the list together. I know this month, because of July, it's Omanal's birthday is why we did are doing that one. Then for summer, for like August, the end of August or end of July, August, I wouldn't mind doing a sport one because it's summer and a sports movie. Your favorite sports movie, I think, would be interesting.
Dodgeball, me.
Mighty Ducks, Roller Death.
You mean Rollerball?
Yeah, whatever.
That's
Yeah,
one of
that
the
would be my
most, That's the second greatest sports movie ever made. You can't. It's heresy.
No. Major League is the best sports movie ever made.
No, I think the
Natural
best
was good.
sports movie was Air Bud.
Yeah,
If you make me watch The Natural, I will strangle you. I hated that film as a child.
Okay.
Sorry.
Noted.
I was so bored. I hated the film.
Who's that? Eric Redmond. Eric.
No, it was. You're talking. Are you
Robert
talking about the?
Robert Redford.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, maybe it was because of the circumstances that I saw it. But to be honest, even though I'm not a sports guy, I really can't think of too many sports movies that I didn't like. You know what? I think my pick would be either Rollerball or Paper Tiger.
What is does Field of Dreams count as a sport? As a sports film? I don't know.
I've never seen it.
I would say no. I would say yes. I would mostly say no. Yeah, it's a really good film. What one?
Do the Predator movies count?
No.
No.
That's big game hunting. I see his argument. I see what he's doing.
Yeah, it's just that we're on the menu.
Rudy. See, I never liked the movie Rudy, but Rudy would work. No, I'm talking about real sports. Oh, big game hunting is a real sport. We're talking about
well, if we're going to talk about that, why don't we just talk about the
Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
With the Gipper.
Yeah, I don't know that counts as a sports movie.
Okay.
What about I Could Kill You All and make you watch Brian's song?
Actually, I did not mind that song. I did not mind that movie.
And
I love Brad Piccolo.
But I think July, August, we probably should do something kind of sportsy, a sports movie. I think just it's some. Then school year, or maybe we should do the beginning of the school year. Like, there's enough movies about school. You got Casino Man, College War,
Back to School,
with
Fast Times.
Yeah, well, yeah, because Shadow just wants to see himself on screen. No,
Hey. I'll be able to prove beyond the shadow of doubt. If you're going to accuse me of looking like someone, you should look at any old Emilio Estevez movie. Back when I was in high school, people thought, I literally had people coming up to me and going, "Oh my God, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "Who are you?" You know, because they thought that I was that kid.
Which one?
Emilio Estevez. He was also in Breakfast Club.
Mighty Ducks. He is part of the Rat Pack. Yeah, not Rat Pack. The
Brat Pack. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you're gonna do that, I'll make you watch Harry Potter.
There's no sports. There is a.
No. Not that. We said Back to School.
Oh, Harry Potter.
I was thinking right now.
Yeah.
I will get myself arrested somehow.
Animal House.
Breakfast Club is the ultimate school movie. Jackie has never seen it. Needs to see it. There is no better.
School Ties with Brendan Fraser.
Never saw it.
What about Kindergarten Cop?
With Arnie?
It's not a bad movie, but over the years I've come to hate and despise Arnold with a passion. But I would watch it again.
He hates most ones.
The Dead Poet Society.
That one's not bad either, but
it's Robin Williams
trying to bring the really most epic of the genre, whichever genre we pick. We really try to pick the cream of the crop, and I don't know that I would put that as a cream of the crop.
This is definitely
the Dead Poet Society.
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't. It's not one of those movies that I could watch almost any day of the week.
Oh,
you know
no,
what I mean?
no. It's worth watching. It's worth watching once.
Right.
What about Nukem High?
Nukem High?
Aren't these called guilty pleasures?
Yeah, it's starting to go that way.
Hey, Breakfast Club is a classic coming of age.
I already have my Christmas movie picked out this year.
Which is what in this case? Which one?
Violent Night.
Okay.
It makes me believe in Santa Claus all over again.
I'm trying to think of what other movies are out there.
Fair.
Guilty pleasure. I have one picked out. So yeah.
What would be your guilty pleasure?
Cocaine Bear.
I don't care.
We should watch 9 one of these days.
Which one?
9.
I've seen that one.
That one was okay, but I mean that counts as an animated one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that one too, Jack. Yeah, that'd be a good animated one.
You know what is until they.
Oh no!
When they were separate from Disney, I still enjoy The Incredibles also.
Oh no! I know which cartoon movie I should make you all watch.
Oh no!
American Fievel, the mouse.
I've heard good things.
American. No, the first one.
American Tail.
Yeah.
I've never watched it, but I've heard good things. The Rats and Nim. What's the other one? Iron Robot.
The Secret of Nim, you mean?
All right. Secret of Nim. Yeah.
That was a good one too.
Watership Down, about the rabbits.
I didn't really care for Watership
Down Under was good.
I want to see what is it the old Disney, from what 1980 or so, was it the Black Cauldron?
Black Cauldron's good.
I never saw that one. I never
saw that one. Oh God, I would love to review Songs of the Songs of the South with Brer Fox.
Yeah, you'll definitely get bounced and rumble after you try to talk about that one in this.
Oh my God, that was my favorite cartoon as a kid. It really was.
You know what amazes me is a lot of people never even read the book. They just hate the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is it? Oh, what is it? RPG. I can't remember his channel. One that does the RPG Elite.
Rare Fox, don't go throw me into that rare patch.
Yeah, well, my mother used to read that stuff, and the whole thing with Tar Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and what gets me about it is
Oh gosh.
yeah, but I was like, that's where I got my version of that, not the derogatory term.
Right. No, it's funny that you brought that up because I was arguing with a couple people about that a couple weeks ago. How it sounds bad, but it's really not. The definition for said tar baby is to have a problem, and no matter what you do, you make it worse.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the story's hilarious. He's like, "Oh, why aren't you doing? You're not answering me." Then he gets so mad, he decides to punch it, and his hand gets stuck, and then he goes through the It was, but Bert, those were great stories. Now everyone's so afraid of everything. If look, just simply put it as rated R. If you're really worried about it, this movie's offensive. Rated R. You don't take your children to it. And then they're like, that's how you actually get the guerrilla marketing.
It's like, well, Deadpool came out recently, but the first Deadpool movie came out.
Yep.
And Ryan Reynolds did a commercial where he dressed up as Deadpool, says, don't bring your kids to this film. It is not a kids movie. No, really, I'm being serious. I went to go see the movie when it came out. Ask me how many freaking kids I saw in the theater.
You know what well, I hate saying this is, I remember
Jackie would not like the opening of that movie.
Yes. Well,
Deadpool?
Yep.
His crush from Firefly in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of these days, man, me and Ryan Reynolds, man.
My money's on Ryan Reynolds.
Same.
Mine too.
Mine too. You know what? There's a certain point. I will say this much is Ryan Reynolds would probably just play around and pretend they got hurt. Oh, you got me.
Yeah, he seems like a really cool guy, but that's besides the point.
Well, you know what I love about Deadpool, speaking of which, is he just rips on himself the entire movie. He's like, do you think that Ryan Reynolds got ahead in life by being a good actor? I mean, he just ripped into himself. It was great.
We might have to do a comic book month.
Yeah, I can do that one as well.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for showing up. Next week, we're going to be reviewing Brother of the Wolf. What?
We're watching Space Buddies.
No.
No,
we will not be watching. You're a reason why most kids get beat often.
I was just thinking that he was trying to watch Battle for the Stars,
Oh my God! Going back to the Handmaiden one, we could watch Heavy Metal.
That'll go over well with the little guy.
You know what? Which was okay. Was Tiny.
Tiny. That soundtrack was better than the movie.
The movie wasn't too bad.
The soundtrack was better.
Oh, you mean for Heavy Metal? Yes, I was talking.
No, for Titan AE, the soundtrack was better than the movie. So was what was a Bruce Willis movie, Armageddon? Once again, the soundtrack was actually better than the movie.
No, it wasn't because it had Aerosmith playing country. I was like, what the hell happened to you, Aerosmith?
Well, Aerosmith played country.
Not a fan of Aerosmith, but
I'm sorry.
There's some songs I absolutely love. Yeah. There's a couple songs I love, like "Draw the Line," but then there's some other things about the band I can't stomach.
That's the problem that I have with Liz Taylor or whatever her name is, Tyler. She looks too
Tyler,
much like her father. It's just like, ugh.
I can't say what I'm thinking. We're still alive.
you can say it. You can say it.
No, it's cool. And there's also a minor, in chat with us, so I'll be good.
Things aren't even good.
Hey, I have my lines.
I just don't quite understand them.
Right. But I want to say thank you to the panel for getting together on this Sunday. We haven't got together for the last couple Sundays.
Yeah, it was good to hang out with all you guys again. It's been a while.
I hope you all had a good Father's Day for all those who are fathers. Jack, I hope you were good to your dad on that day.
I don't think I was, but maybe.
Did you make him watch this bullshit movie?
Yeah.
No, actually, he and I had a really good time last Sunday.
Oh, when you watched it? No, I mean, the whole thing is that I was just wondering. Now, Shadow, did you and your son have fun watching this movie together?
Oh, absolutely. It was, one of those moments I'll never forget. There's just not enough meth in the world to make me forget it.
Is that why you started ramping up production? You've actually started using it yourself?
Drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Listen to your parents. Don't talk to strangers.
But aren't like half the people here strangers? At least
Okay.
Strange,
We're
but not
strange,
strangers.
but we're not strangers. We're strange, but not strangers.
You guys are all family. Who you kidding?
So, I want to.
What? Oh, did you bounce him? Or did he just drop off?
No, I bounced
Time
him.
out.
Time out. All right. With that all being said, I hope everybody has a good week forwards. I can't wait to talk to y'all throughout the week and this coming Sunday, where once again we'll be reviewing Brotherhood of the Wolf. If you have a chance, it's on Amazon Prime. Please do watch it. Shadow, what do you got going on this coming week?
Um,
Other than
more
top
drug production, more drug sales.
we don't talk about drugs.
It's gonna be a busy week with us still working behind the scenes and getting the little guy ready for his trip to Mexico. We will do a couple of videos. Not sure what. I'm gonna probably do the part 2 of the last prepping video, which is home defense. And I've got a bunch of games during the week. Obviously, the Hungar show in the morning on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And
I gotta find my way to that show.
Well, it's during the day is the problem. Yeah.
I'm doing a live stream with Rick tonight. Rick from 28mm RPG. We're doing we're supposed to have a game. I don't know if we're still having a game or just a live stream talking about Traveler, I believe. And for the next week, it's going to be kind of hit or miss until we finish this one project and can then get back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah.
All right. Mark, you got anything going on?
No, I'm still kind of neck deep in moving stuff and putting up stuff and moving and all that good stuff. So no, I don't have anything going on, but I do have some vacation time in July, so maybe I can finally get back into it and get my thoughts organized and put something out.
Looking forward to it, Mark.
Mark, me and you are just going to start a separate show where we can talk about Dresden Files because Shadow and Jack are just way too busy for that nonsense.
I can watch it. Shadow just.
Actually, I want to talk to you about that. Jordan Espinoza from the Gamer Stand is a huge fan, fellow YouTuber. He was on our show last night, and I sort of invited him to come and talk about it, if you guys don't mind, when we do that, because he's probably, one of the bigger fans of the Dresden novels out there. Just in case we can't make it, maybe get to know him and invite him on the show.
I'm not opposed to that. It's
He's
one of
a
my
really good
favorite
guy.
books. It's one of my favorite book series, and I would love to be able to talk about it more.
How many books are there, Connell?
What?
How many books are there?
As of right now, 17.5.
What about all those little spin-offs or something?
Oh yeah. If you count the short stories, if you add all the short stories together, there's probably would make up to like 19 books.
Okay.
A boy, his dog takes one from a distant in future year.
We all know about A Boy and His Dog, which is what Don Johnson, isn't it?
I take it
that was
Justin
Don
is I take it that Justin is a Dresden fan with his statement.
Yeah, he is.
Takes place in the far distant future of next year.
But yeah, I would like to get back and talking about Dresden Files. Yeah, there's a lot of books. If we could knock out maybe 2 a year, that'd be great. Because a lot of people in this panel have lives, and sitting around reading is just not exactly.
Okay, I read. I used to read. I don't read that much.
We're talking about people with lives,
Fair enough.
like Jobs.
Yeah, just let us know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I'd love to do some more book reviews. We've had some good ones. The Dresden books I've enjoyed, and then that Jack picked that dystopian future one. That was good. So yeah, we could when you guys are ready to do another book or a short book or a novella or something like that, we could do that again.
So either way, for the people, the 1-2 people in chat, we got stuff coming down the road. Everybody, you have a pleasant day. I'm gonna go and call it.
Wait, hold up.
What?
I have something I wish to say.
It's
Two
better,
things.
it's better to burn out than to fade away.
No, one is Yellow Roadman was epic, and he was the true hero of the story.
Oh God.
And number 2 is
What was number 2?
I'm.
I can't hear you.
That's so cruel.
All right. With that being said, everybody
to
up
be
there.
like the Birdman, to be like the Birdman, you have to use 3, not 1.
Fair enough.
All right.
Anyways, I was going to say I am going to be filming my first video very soon.
Oh, that is awesome. That's worth keeping around for an extra 5 seconds for. I can't wait to see it. I know the rest of the panel can't wait to see it. And look,
I definitely can. We've talked about the subject I'm going to for hours. He does not want to hear any more of my nonsense.
well,
I wish him all the luck in the world.
Exactly. Everybody out there, y'all have a good one. Go watch a good movie. Go read a good book. Go have a good meal. Stay off my yard. And let's go eat some tacos.
Get some fresh air, some sunshine. It's
All right.
great.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.